Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm WSAZ's Kimberly Keggy. Thanks so much for joining us here on our WSAZ Plus streaming services. We do appreciate you joining us this morning. We want to go ahead and get a check of those headlines and the big stories that we're following throughout the day, what you can expect to see in our shows later. Reminder for you, we are in the second full week, I should say, of the Olympics streaming coverage on NBC. So you will have to watch WSAZ on our streaming services for midday and 4 o'clock, but it's very easy to do. You can join us this way, or you can join us through the app, and all you have to do is hit watch live. So let's go ahead and talk about some of those stories that we are following today. In the first, we're going to start, unfortunately, there was a house fire over the weekend. This one happening in Cabell County, West Virginia, and firefighters tell us the tenants say they were trying to get rid of bugs at a home, and that's what may have caused it to catch on fire. Now, the Barbersville Volunteer Fire Department says that fire broke out at a home along Hash Ridge Road around 11:30 on Sunday morning. So you can see quite a big response here. They even had to call in some nearby other departments to give mutual aid to help get that under control. So the department said that a bug bomb that was placed near the home's furnace ventilation is actually what caused the fire. It started in the basement before it unfortunately spread to the rest of the home. You can see a little bit of roof damage there, and certainly firefighters dealing with a pretty big fire, as they were trying to get it under control. Unfortunately, that home was considered to be a total loss, but the family that was there, we were told, did get out okay, and none of them were injured in that fire. So it's really a quite interesting story. And so this is, like we said, this happened on Sunday, and thankfully nobody that lived in that home, though, was injured. Another big story that we are following this morning, Cabell County Schools Superintendent, they are looking for a new superintendent. Let's see if I can get this video to go. There we go. Okay, so this is Cabell County Schools Superintendent Tim Hardesty. This is when he was sworn in back in July of 24. Well, earlier this month, he had announced his plans for retirement at the end of the school year. And so now the district is looking to appoint a new superintendent. Hardesty sent the letter to Cabell County Schools staff as well as families, thanking them for their support. And, this afternoon, the board will hold a special meeting. Now, it is possible at this meeting that the board will consider and take possible action to appoint a person to serve as superintendents of schools, and that would begin July 1st of this year. And so, that meeting is set to start at 3:30 this afternoon. We plan to have some coverage for you, and we will obviously have that in our shows as well. But it is really important to know that this will be for a term of no less than 1 year, but no more than 4 years. If they decide to take possible action today, Tim Hardesty, he had mentioned just the job that he wanted to do early on when he was talking about Cabell County Schools. And so it'll be really interesting to see, we wish him well on his retirement, but we know that the district is now looking for a new superintendent. And so that search sometimes can be quite extensive. It may take a little bit, but today they are going to hold a special meeting. Again, that meeting takes place at 3:30 this afternoon, and we will have some coverage for you in our newscast. You can catch it at 5 and 6, and we will also have an update for you on WSAZ.com. Now, one other story I want to go ahead and pull up for you, because we know that there has been such a issue in Wayne County, the town of Wayne particularly. They've really had some problems with water. And so when they were going through the do not consume order, they were inviting people to fill up jugs, use showers down at town hall. And so they said after so many water bottles and the jugs, the plastic bottles were handed out during that water crisis, which lasted nearly 3 weeks, the county commission's now looking to help people recycle those bottles. So they are hosting a plastic bottle return. Those events start today and they run through Saturday. This is some information for you on your screen here. It'll run from 9 to 3 today through Saturday. You can drop them off at 322 Bluefield Street. And all you have to do is place the empty bottles in the garbage bags when you drop them off the Wayne County Solid Waste Authority. They say go ahead and put them in a garbage bag just to kind of help streamline the process. They are expecting quite an influx when you think about how many people were affected by the Wayne water crisis. So they said this is really just a great way to make it a little bit easier and, of course, do something great for the environment too. And so that is one story that, you know, not only happening today, maybe you can't get out there today because of work or if you've got to run some errands, but they are going to host even a day on Saturday as well to drop those off because, you know, that is the times are a little bit difficult for people who work a normal day job. So like we said, you can drop those bottles off today through Saturday. It's 9 to 3. And if you missed the address, we have it there for you. It's 322 Bluefield Street, and that is the Wayne County Solid Waste Authority. So those are some of our big stories today that we are following. As far as what we'll likely see today, we do know that today marks the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary of the flooding that really affected Mingo and Pike County last year. You know, those were areas that were hard impacted, and so it took them a while to clean up. We saw that there were just towns and cities devastated by the amount of water and flooding and high water that we saw in those areas. And so our reporter, Andrew Colgrove, is working on a story about that today. And we will have an update for you about kind of where things stand, what else needs done. I can remember one image in my head, and it just is, I think it painted the picture of the magnitude of that situation, and I wish I would have had time to pull it up, but I didn't. So, you know, I think once you see it later, though, we were doing a story down there when it was first happening, and there is a shopping plaza in Coal Run. It's where the old Kmart used to be, if you remember that. The JCPenney's is over that way, and they have a few other shops in that plaza. And that entire area was submerged underwater. And there was even the bridge to where the Walmart was at. That water was almost to that, up to that level. And so there were many places that were inaccessible. We heard the stories of so many people being rescued from their homes. And not only did they have to go through that, but then they had to go through the weeks and the months of cleanup. You know how badly, you know, if you've dealt with flooding or any type of high water in your home, even just a little bit, a half an inch really can put a damper on things and make it very difficult. And so when you think about some of these people's homes that were washed out, some businesses that were completely gutted because of the amount of water that was in them, you know, that is certainly very difficult. And so today marking the 1-year anniversary of that. And so we're going to take a look back at, you know, and talk to a few people who have made it through and said, you know what, we're ready to turn the page and we're ready to look forward to and put that in the past. So that's another big story that we are following today. I certainly appreciate you joining me here on WSAZ Plus for a look at some of your morning headlines. Don't forget, here's your reminder, midday and hour 4 o'clock. You won't find them on WSAZ because that's where the Olympics are streaming this week, but you can find them here, WSAZ Plus, as well as our WSAZ app as well. So thanks so much for joining me. You know, if you haven't heard Dylan Goday's forecast, he said Tuesday looks to be a great day. So, you know, maybe put that on your calendar to look forward to, but I certainly appreciate you joining me here this morning, and I hope you have a great Monday. Thanks so much.